Age demographics and our changing workforce here in Canada. So millennials, defined as born between 1980, 1996, or maybe year 2000, depending on your school of thought. They are the first generation that grew up carrying the sum total of human achievement in their hip pocket on their deeply personalized smartphone. So they are accustomed to immediate results, elegant and flawless app design, constant feedback or gratification from both their peers and their pursuits. Think the tremendous input that gaming has on the human brain. So by nature, they demand high performance technology from every facet of their life. So this places them uniquely as a key driver to digital transformation. The stats you see on the screen. So we've got 10 million Canadians in the 44 to 64 and 24 to 44 age bracket. But there are only 3.5 million Canadians in the millennial age bracket. Kind of the underlining point is 4 billion global smartphone subscriptions by 2025. Whatever your demographic, the common denominator is we do have access to technology, our smartphone, and it's on all the time. So with our clients, more commonly now, we're having strategic discussions that include how to transition from a retiring workforce to a millennial workforce. This, if some of our clients are on the line now, we've had even very recently these types of discussions. What we know is in Canada, our pool of workers will shrink by up to 10 million people over the next 10 or 12 years. So the notion of having a single employer for the span of your career has disappeared. There are fewer workers coming in to replace existing roles, and these conditions will have a number of consequences. So gone is that resolute nature of employee loyalty. Millennial workers have a distinctly different value set. So instant metrics, we spoke to that. Social collaboration to accomplish work tasks. You know, for the older demographics, that's a bit of a foreign concept, and they truly need a sense that their work is important. We need to imbue, instill upon them that what they do makes a difference. Instant commerce is another consequence, and a need to utilize their own personalized device for work, or if they must use a work device, a need to personalize that device. So this trend of millennials coming into ever more key management roles, productivity roles, it creates a particular challenge: how to build an increasingly essential digital culture that bridges the age demographic. So how do you balance the need to streamline and fundamentally change mindsets and tool sets for a retiring workforce, but still attract and retain critical new young talent in an increasingly competitive marketplace? So many companies are just now understanding the depth to which collaboration platforms can bridge that divide of technology and workflow. So when I say collaboration platforms, think Microsoft 365 and Microsoft Teams underpinned by SharePoint and OneDrive, or AWS and their partnership with Slack, or Google and their suite of apps and Google Meet. So these platforms deliver the millennial expectation of always on. They resemble the tools they use to manage their personal lives, but they also allow for pretty deep and common sense workflows that appeal to an older demographic. Jason ran through a number of examples in the previous section. Excuse me. So things like daily check-ins, things like always available dashboard metric reporting published without any action or input from the end user. These platforms allow a business to install some fundamental building blocks for that cultural change they need to manage. And these building blocks, they can be visualized or intuitive enough for entire teams to adopt regardless of age. So just to close, some of the building blocks that we and others should consider: adoption. So providing multiple channels of training to speed that adoption to a varied audience. So some people might learn best in person, seminars, lunch and learns. Jason spoke to social events, social virtual events. Some folks really need that physical piece of paper, so written policy and procedures. And then finally, ultra short snippet type how-to videos for those that can't get off their phone. Second consideration, daily routines, deeply develop kind of immersive and inclusive daily routines. Jason spoke to daily check-ins, team environments where they're unencumbered, some more structured team environments, all manageable and delineable by collaboration platforms. And then the last point I'd make is any change like this, when you're fundamentally changing how people work with each other, there must be an unwavering message, and that message to drive this change must come from the top. Your entire leadership team, the owner, the president, the CEO, the board of directors, the shareholders, they must all have bought in. And those organizations that adapt quickest to these new inputs, new environments, they're the organizations that are best positioned to lead growth under any market conditions.